Hi guys, Deb Acker back with another video. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about what to do when you wake up feeling anxious, right? And for those of you guys who don't know me, I'm an intuitive coach, and I work mainly with women to help them to heal their past, to heal childhood patterns, specifically around abandonment and the abandonment that can occur when we have physically and or emotionally unavailable parents, whether that's through a parent working a lot or being emotionally unavailable, or even deeper through a death, through addiction, and or through separation and or divorce that occurs when we're growing up, right? And as I always do, I want to start with linking, okay, how anxiety can show up at the start of our day and how that might have been present in our childhood through abandonment and through some abandonment patterns, right? And really, if we look at this, right? So if you grew up in a family where your parents were separated or they had gotten divorced, you might have been living primarily with one of your parents. I primarily lived with my mom, right? And when that was happening, there was a lot of stress, right? There was the stress of her and stress and anxiety, right? There was the stress of her having to take care of us. And obviously, if you had a parent that was resistant to the divorce, there might have been some anxiety that was created through that as well, right? So that's one example, right? But noticing it's like same thing would apply if there was both parents were together and there was some addiction in the household, right? Same thing would have applied if the parents were together and there was a death, and or if the parents were separated and there was a death, right? So noticing the state of your parent and the typical state that they were in, right? Were they stressed out? Were they anxious a lot? Because as kids, we do not have boundary systems, right? So a lot of times what ends up happening, whatever was the primary emotion and or emotions in the household, as kids, we naturally took that on, right? I took on a lot of my state, and in part, especially if you're an empath, we take that on, and then we tend to take it on to try to help our parents subconsciously, right? So, and empaths in general, they take on the feelings of other people to help them to heal, to help them to feel better, right? So noticing if that resonates, if that feels true for you. As part of this too, again, we don't have that boundary system, right? So just, recognizing, okay, you're just sort of like saturating in whatever emotions and energies your parent and or parents are in, depending on who you were spending time with during that moment, right? So that's piece number one. So now when you wake up with anxiety in the morning, first and foremost, it's important to notice, okay, wait, I'm waking up with anxiety in the morning. Is this just sort of like how I've gotten used to creating each day? Is this sort of just a natural state that I'm just like, okay, how I start the day and how I create my world is I start in anxiety, right? So noticing that, and or noticing, okay, if you're feeling an anxiety and that's not a typical thing for you or as normal, right? Noticing, okay, what am I anxious about? Am I anxious about something at work? Am I anxious about something with my family, my kids, right? Am I anxious about something with someone I'm dating and or married to, right, in a relationship with? So starting to notice that. And once you get clear on that, simply just saying out loud, you could start with just, I feel anxious, or I feel anxious right now, right? It could also be, I feel anxious about that work project, or I feel anxious about the date I'm going on tonight, right? So you start to say that out loud, seeing it leave your body, because so much of the time that anxiety got stored in our body. So just by saying it out loud and setting the intention, this is leaving my body, right? You start to create a shift in your world, a shift in your reality. From there, once it feels like it holds no charge, right? Once it feels like you've totally, burned it out, you don't have anything else to say about, that anxiety in that moment, see your body just filling with light. You could fill it with love. Most of us have a sense of what love feels like in our body, right? So you can fill it with light, fill it with love, fill it with abundance if you choose, right? And then from there, so that's sort of the, you have to honor your experience. So much of the time we get, we sort of like try to override it before we've honored it. And first and foremost, it's important that you honor your experience, right? So that's kind of step number one, 3 steps in one, but it's step number one. And then the second aspect of this is like, okay, creating a list of what are some ways in the physical that will help me to feel less anxious, right? Is it a hug, a hug from myself or a hug from my spouse or one of my family members? Is it meditation? Is it listening to an audiobook? Is it just taking some time to breathe, right? So just creating a list of like, these are some of the ways that I feel soothed when I'm in anxiety. Recognizing again that whatever state you're in, when you leave your bed, whatever state you're in, you're likely gonna create more of that state. So if you leave your state, state, if you don't take that 2 minutes, that 5 minutes to really create and be in that relaxed state of like, okay, I'm gonna move into calm, I'm gonna move into, actually, choosing what I wanna create in my day, likely what's gonna happen is you're gonna end up creating a lot of more anxiety in your day, right? So that's why it's so important to take that 2 minutes, that 5 minutes, and really just get present, get in that calm, honor your true feelings, honor your true emotions, and then move into a state that's actually working for you. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you're liking these videos, go ahead and like it. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because there's new videos coming out all the time. And if you want more information about the work I do, wanting to dive deeper into this work, you can head to deboraacker.com. And until next time, I hope you have a great day, and I will look forward to seeing you soon.